Welcome to Good Morning KU. I'm your host, Reese Dunker. Our crew is a little short-staffed this morning, so I'll be giving you a sports update, and then Matt will be here with a brief news update. A busy weekend for the Jayhawks saw men's and women's basketball, football, and soccer all in action this week. The men's basketball team defeated Monmouth on Friday 112-57. Grad transfer Isaiah Moss led the Jayhawks in scoring with 21 points, including 5 of 6 from three-point land. David McCormick and Devon Dotson added 17 points apiece for the good guys. The game was rather slow until the final couple of seconds when Monmouth guard George Pappas stole the ball from an unsuspecting Tristan Inaruna for an easy dunk. After the dunk, Pappas continued to mouth and was given a technical for his actions. After the game, Monmouth coach King Rice apologized profusely for his players' actions. The Jayhawks will be in action tonight as they take on East Tennessee State in what figures to be a good game as the Buccaneers are one of the most well-respected mid-majors in the country. Saturday saw the football team traveling to Stillwater to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys in a game that saw Les Miles taking on the team he used to coach. The Jayhawks showed little to no life. After quickly being shut down on their first drive, the Jayhawks then allowed a quick touchdown to the Cowboys, which would foreshadow the rest of the game. During the third quarter, the Jayhawks had a quarterback carousel that saw backups Thomas McVitie and Manny Miles both enter the game and both throw in an interception. The score was a lot more lopsided than it looked on the scoreboard thanks to 2 garbage time touchdowns by the Jayhawks. Flipping the script back to success, the women's soccer team opened up the NCAA tournament with a big win over Iowa at Rock Chalk Park. In a game that was physical from the first to last whistle, the Jayhawks broke through in the 70th minute with a goal from Kaylee Lane. It was a monumental win, and the Jayhawks will now advance into the second round where they will travel to Columbia, South Carolina to take on Xavier. The women's basketball team also got a big win on Sunday that saw them dismantle UMass Lowell by a score of 77-49. They were led in scoring by Maureen D. Carvalho, who put up 15 points along with 10 rebounds. The Jayhawks are now 4-0 on the year and will play host to Texas State on Sunday. In the professional sports scene, the fallout continues from the Steelers-Browns Thursday night football brawl. In a fight that saw Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph hit with his own helmet, fines and suspensions have been hefty. Myles Garrett, who hit Rudolph with Rudolph's own helmet, has been suspended indefinitely with a minimum of the season. He will appeal his suspension this week in hopes of playing again this season. Steelers center Marquise Pouncey was also suspended 3 games for his role in punching and kicking Myles Garrett. The last suspension was handed down to Browns defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi for his blindside hit on Rudolph. The fines are yet to be announced, but as many as 9 players are expected to hear from the NFL offices for their role in the fight. Finally, the Chiefs took on the Chargers in Mexico City on Monday Night Football. For the entirety of the first half, it felt as if the Chargers were outplaying the Chiefs, yet Kansas City still found themselves up 10-9. As the game continued on, Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs began to settle in. One thing was apparent all night long: Phillip Rivers is a shell of his old self. With a chance to tie the game at the end of regulation, Rivers threw his 4th pick of the night, this one clinching the Chiefs' win. The win moves Kansas City to 7-4, while the loss drops LA to 4-7 and makes their playoff outlook bleak. That will wrap it up for today's sports update. After the break, Matt will be back with the news.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. I'm Matt with your Good Morning KU News Update. The KU engineering professor who was charged with working for a Chinese university says that he was framed by a visiting scholar. Associate Professor Fang Tao contends that he was being blackmailed for $300,000 by a visiting colleague who was upset that she did not receive enough credit on a project they worked on together. The U.S. Attorney's Office is evaluating the new information. 3 students, including the gunman, died as a result of a school shooting that took place last week in California. 4 other students were injured. Saugus High School officials announced Sunday that it will remain closed until December 2nd. The shooting took place on the shooter's 16th birthday. A motive for the attack is still unknown. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals halted the execution of death row inmate Rodney Reed on Friday. The ruling came after the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles unanimously recommended for delaying Reed's execution by 120 days. The decision comes amid widespread protest of Reed's execution. 2 chemistry professors at Henderson State University in Arkansas were arrested Friday for allegedly manufacturing meth in the university's chemistry lab. Doctors Terry Bateman and Bradley Rowland were the subjects of an investigation carried out by local police and a narcotics task force. The investigation was opened after the 2 were placed on leave in October when a chemical odor was reportedly coming from their lab. 26-year-old Andrew Walden, who was convicted in a hit-and-run accident that left multiple people injured in May of 2017, has been sentenced to 18 months of probation. As a condition of the probation, Walden must serve 60 days in jail. The hit-and-run occurred when Walden rear-ended a broken-down car that multiple people were trying to push, striking both the car and the pedestrians. This has been your Good Morning KU News Update. We hope you enjoyed today's beautiful weather. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s all day, so if you're standing in line for tonight's basketball game, you won't need to bring a coat. Have a great day.